Nobody really talks about the most important question when they start planning a move, and I think that's exactly why so many relocations, even the well-organized ones, feel so much better than people expected. Today, I want to share with you 5 secrets that I've learned from walking alongside families with some of the biggest transitions of their lives. And I promise you, none of these are going to be on any moving checklist you've ever seen. So, when most people think about a smooth move, they immediately picture the logistics, the movers, the boxes, the utility companies, the change of address forms that are on the post office. And yes, all of that matters. But here's what I've noticed. After working with people alongside many people relocating to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, especially Flower Mound, the people who have the smoothest transitions aren't always the ones with the best organized moves. They're the ones who started with something which most people completely skip. So let's talk about what that actually is. Secret number 1. The first secret sounds simple, but almost nobody actually does it. Before you pack a single box, before you even schedule a showing, I want you to do what I call an emotional inventory. Think about this. You ask yourself honestly, why am I leaving? Not just the house, not just the address, but the version of your life and what that address represents. Maybe it's where your kids grew up. Maybe it's the neighborhood where you built your professional identity. You knew every face at the coffee shop and the grocery store, and now you're leaving that. And that carries some weight. It's an invisible weight. And if you don't acknowledge that weight before you move, it tends to follow you in your new home, and it whispers that something's wrong when really nothing is wrong. And you're just in the middle of a real transition. The smoothest moves I've ever seen, I've witnessed with someone who could say clearly and honestly, I know what I'm leaving. I'm choosing to leave it anyway. It's a kind of clarity that changes everything, because I have worked with so many people, few people in particular that I can think of off the top of my head, that they move here and they're like, things weren't like this in Chicago, or we don't have this here in Dallas like we had in Houston, or we don't have this like we do in Arizona. So you got to kind of accept that and leave that behind. There's a question I want you to sit with for a moment. What does smooth actually mean to you? Now, because for some people, smooth means everything goes according to plan. The house sells on time. The move happens on time. The kids get scheduled and enrolled in school without a hitch. And for others, I argue this is just as important, but smooth means something deeper. It means waking up and 6 months after your move and genuinely feeling that the house that you're in is a home, not just a house. And those are 2 completely different goals, and they require 2 different approaches to prepare for. So before you do anything else, I want you to define your version of smooth. Write it down if you need to. Is it logistical? Is it emotional? Is it financial? Most people are quietly chasing all 3 without having a definition of any of them. And when you define it, you can actually plan for it. What would it feel like to arrive somewhere and genuinely know you made the right call? Sit with that for a little while. Secret 3, visit like a resident, not a tourist. I say this all the time. I always try to give people room to go and just drive around, look at the grocery stores, look at places that are important to them. This is one of the most practical secrets I try to share with everybody. Some people, especially if it's a corporate relocation, you may only have a weekend where your company allows you once or twice maximum to come here and take a look. So you got to maximize your time. I get it. But when you're exploring a new community, whether it's Flower Mound, Dallas or Fort Worth or Plano or Frisco or any of those other places, you want to try to visit like a resident, not a tourist. And what does that mean practically? It means don't just drive around the neighborhoods on a Sunday afternoon when everything looks pretty. Go to the grocery store on a Tuesday morning. Sit in a local coffee shop for an hour and just watch how people interact. Drive the commute route at the actual time you're going to be driving. Go to, like we have a farmer's market on Sunday, so that's not a good one, but there's Saturday farmer's markets. Eat at a restaurant when the parking lot is full and see how people actually live there. I mean, you're not choosing a vacation destination, you're choosing a daily life. And our daily life is built of 1,000 small moments. And that's a brochure that nothing will ever capture. You can all have the nice looking people having a good time and always smiling. But the people I've seen settle in fastest, that feel most at home the soonest, are almost always the ones who do this step pretty much before they signed anything. Yeah, so by the way, if you're thinking about moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, like and subscribe this page, and we've got more information coming your way. Hey, quick pause. If you are thinking about relocating to Flower Mound, I've put together a relocation guide for you that's going to make things a whole lot easier. Inside, you're going to find top neighborhoods, school info, commute details, and spots that the locals actually love to go to, shopping and restaurants. It's designed to help you feel not so overwhelmed, which relocation is always an overwhelming process. So grab your free copy. It's on the link below, and let's make your next move a smooth one. Now, secret 4, have that identity conversation first. This might be one of the most important thing I say in the entire video. Before you move, especially if you're moving with a partner, what I would call the identity conversation, whether it's your spouse or your family, not what we want in a house, but the conversation matters, but it's not this one. The identity conversation goes deeper. It's like, who are we becoming? Not who we've been, who are we becoming in the next chapter of our life. So if you're moving with kids and they play sports or something, they're going to have to get involved and make new friends. If you're coming as retirees, what kind of neighborhood do you want to live in, and what do you want to have access to? And here's what I've seen happen. So let's say 2 people move into a beautiful new home in a wonderful community. Everything they said they wanted on paper, but within a year, one of them is deeply unhappy, and not because the place was wrong, but because they never talked about how the move was supposed to unlock. And was it more time with family? Was it going to be a slower pace? Was it going to be a fresh start? Is it a sense of community that had been missing for years? I mean, when you know what it's supposed to give you and you're just genuinely aligned to it, you can actually evaluate what's working. And you're not just choosing house, you are choosing your next chapter. So make sure you know what your next chapter is about. You got to try to get on the same page as quickly as possible. I mean, take a breath for a second. Are you moving towards something or just away from something? Because that distinction matters more than most people think. My 5th secret is, and I had to deal with this myself when I moved, and I share this with every client on closing day. Give yourself a 90-day settling window, and I want you to treat this as a non-negotiable. Here's why. The first 90 days of any relocation are inherently disorienting. I don't care how quickly you try to adapt, it still takes some time. And you got to give yourself some time to breathe. Everything is unfamiliar. Your routines haven't formed yet. You don't know your neighbors. Your brain is quietly working overtime, just processing the newness of everything around you. And that state, it's very easy to look at your new life and think, man, something's wrong. But here's what I want you to hear clearly. Disorientation is not the same as regret. They're not the same thing. They may feel similar, but they're not the same thing. The people who give themselves 90 days, who commit to building, the small routines, introducing themselves to neighbors, to exploring the new community with genuine curiosity rather than suspicion. What is that guy doing? Why doesn't he mow his yard? Why does that guy put the trash out so early? I can go down a rabbit hole. Almost universally feel completely different on day 91 than they did on day 10. So for the first few months, before you draw any conclusions about your move, remind yourself, I'm still settling. This is normal. Take a deep breath, and in 90 days, you're going to have a much clearer picture. Let me bring all this together for you. Smooth relocation, like I said, isn't about boxes and timeline. It's more about clarity. Clarity about what you're leaving, clarity about what you're moving to, clarity about what smooth actually looks like in your life specifically. It's about visiting like a resident, having the identity conversation, giving yourself real grace in those first 90 days. And these are things nobody puts on a moving checklist. But in my experience, these are the things that actually make the difference between a move that feels like a loss and a move that genuinely feels like something new. I hope this has been a benefit to you. I'm Chris Hooper, Chris Hooper Realty. Please subscribe and stay tuned. We've got more coming up in your way. Talk to you soon.